What's up, traders? Good day, Jace here. First of all, I want to appreciate all of you that do recommend trainings and videos and all of those other good stuff. Now, today's market review is going to be very quick. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, basically we do all that has to do with trading successfully the financial market and every other good stuff in between. But for now, basically, we've been majorly talking about how you can actually project into the new week prior to the week's movement and spot out opportunities and you trade. Now, if you have been with us for any length of time, you would see we've been having some very high level of precision. So you actually want to take note of the major points we're making here in this video, and most importantly, implement the knowledge for your own profiting, right? Having knowledge is not just going to be enough. It is the transcription of this knowledge, making it an information that you are going to use. All right. Now, this is the DXY or the dollar index daily. Now, obviously, you can see my chart is a bit marked up because we actually talked about dollar in our previous video dropping from that level all the way to this box area. The reason we wanted dollar to come down to this level before we see that bullish run is that we already annotated this gap volume imbalance right there between those two candles, and so we wanted to see dollar fill that up. We have said that gaps, whenever you see them, they serves like, or they act like magnets to price. They always pull price to itself, just like this one you see right here. This is clearly a volume imbalance, and you see how price retraced back to fill that up before the eventual drop. So always take note of these. You can see them in any time frame, the daily, weekly, monthly, even the 1 minute charts. So you must take note of them when you see them, right? And having said that, we actually wanted to see dollar drop all to cover that and fill up. Let me take this and fill up the volume on the fair value gap range from that candle. Obviously, you can see there is this fair value gap. Excuse me, from this the low of that candle all the way to the high of this candle. So this is what ICT calls the BC, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, BC, right? BISI. So we have all of those range. Now we may not, I wouldn't have mind if the entire range is not filled, because there are times it will not be entirely filled. We can get the range filled up to the midpoint, or you can call, ICT calls it consequent encroachment, and that would have still be fine. And notice where the bodies of this candle rested, right? The wick basically shows the destruction or the damage. The body of the candle shows the actual movement of price. So we are concerned with the body. Now look at the bodies of this candle, how it respected the supposed midpoint. Save time, that's why I just use my eye to gauge that, but you shouldn't do that. You should actually always get actual measurements of a range. So I just brought my fib tool and I'm going to mark out the actual 50% level, which I just did right there, and you can see the precision. You can see you cannot get this by guesswork. So the midpoint of a range is called consequent encroachment. Even the pins or the wicks, the midpoint of them is also called. Now there's going to be a training, we're going to talk about how to apply that. So I was trying to say that you don't need the entire range to be filled. You only need price to come to at least the midpoint or the consequent encroachment. And you can see how these two bodies respected the midpoint perfectly, and then we had price reversed, and even Thursday and Friday. Now if you followed our training of the previous week, we wanted to see price come low, right, lower, to fill this range which had been filled, and then expect the bull run to the upside. So in my opinion, and what we have discussed before, we are expecting a massive bull run of dollar up onto that marked area, or which I can call a volume imbalance. When I say volume, no, fair value gap right there, right? So overall, I am bullish on dollar. That's long story short, and I just gave you the reasons for that. Right now, there are certain hiccups you are going to experience, just like when we expected dollar to drop all the way to this side. We already know that the price will not drop like a hot iron to a level. It must move in form of waves. And so when we had the first drop right here, it returned back, filled, went further, and now we're having this all of this stuff. So we understand that because we are bullish does not mean price will just go up in that bullish format. The first hiccup or roadblock or speed bump, if you like, the price should experience is obviously these sets of bearish order blocks. So I'm going to extend that in time, right? It's going to serve like a speed breaker, if you like, to price. So we can see price come to that level and give like a bearish sign, right? It has to show some reaction in that bearish order block before going. Now, if it breaks the midpoint of the bearish order block, please take note of what I'm going to do right now. The midpoint of an order block is called the main threshold according to ICT, the main threshold, and it's that level where you don't want to see price violate. If price violates that midpoint, right, with a body close, then you are sure that order block has been violated. So I'm going to take out this shaded box so it wouldn't be too rough. So this area is a very important area for us. So what do I expect? The only way, or one of the pointer for me, that price is most certainly going to come take that high, and if it takes this high, most certainly is coming all the way to that level, is if price breaks through this line at 103.825 level in dollar, right? And in my opinion, it should do that without problem, but because overall there's an order block, it might have a hard time doing that at first try. So this new week we can expect some form of consolidation, some form of pullback in this area, and it will affect the overall sentiment in GBP USD, euro dollar, and the rest. Of course, we have agreed, or we've known, that if dollar is bullish, then yours truly pound dollar will be bearish, and if pound dollar is bearish, euro dollar most certainly will be bearish, and this is bearish, AU and NU will follow suit. So let's just analyze GBP USD and see what we are talking about. Okay, so obviously this is just the inverse of what we see in dollar, and what that means that we have seen all the bullish movement, right? Just as you see the bearish movement in dollar, and then there is this reaction of the bearish order block right there. So we had that reversal. Now overall, if you ask me, Jay, what's your projection? I am bearish for this baby up down to this level, right? This massive 600 plus pips move. Let's estimate that. Okay, that's less than that, about 580 pips move. I am projecting that overall, but we still are going to have experience that hookup we talked about in USD, in the dollar index, and that is this area is the bullish order block, and we want to see price break through the midpoint right there. So once price is able to do that, of course the determiner, and I will tell you this for free, you do not come here to analyze your charts. You must, all right, that is a tip that I want to really drop tonight in this video. You must, right, you must always get your lead from the dollar index, from the dollar. So get a broker like Hugo Sway. There are many of them that gives you ability, even trading view, that gives you ability to analyze the dollar chart by yourself. Okay, 9 minutes. So do that, and whatever you get from the dollar, you just transpose the opposite for GBP USD. So you must do that. It's important. I'll give you one final tip before we wrap up. So for GBP USD, we are bearish, right? But of course this is an order block. Let's take a little bit of view in it. It's another block that is being violated, so we are coming down. This is a little bit of volume imbalance right there. It's going to act like magneto price this new week to get filled. And then most importantly is this order block. If this midpoint, just like that of dollar, is violated, then most assuredly we are in for that run of 500 plus pips. Now this is a massive drop, so I don't know whatever your target is, but I personally have plans for all of this movement. If I don't need price to come all this way to make all the funds or the finance, you just need price to break through this and then make all, look at all this volume imbalance right here, right? Fair value gap rather. So it's gonna most likely come and cover that, and once it does that, it's gonna break this low and then so you have lots of opportunities, the 1 hour chart is looking really great in my opinion. Well, you want to consider the structures and all of those. So in the 1 hour chart, basically I'm going to be looking to engage the sell around this area right there. Why? This structure has been broken, so we want to see GBP USD move up to that level, respecting this other block must and should be respected. So I want to see GBP USD respect that other block, fill all of these and drop hot, really hot from the 1 hour chart right all the way down, right? Once it break through this midpoint, then we are coming down. So overall we are looking really nice in the structure, right? So here's the tip I want to leave with you as I wrap up this video. Taking off all I've mentioned, here is the tip I'm going to leave you, is that you must again analyze from the dollar chart. So this past week, there was a particular day, let's see, go to 15 minutes chart, that yeah, this was on Thursday. You know, as at Wednesday of the week, we had this sharp drop due to the news, the FOMC and all of those stuff that happened this past week. Now we had a drop on Wednesday. Now on Thursday, what was my attention? There was no clear direction obviously for dollar, other than the fact that, look closely, what can you see here? Volume imbalance. I told you it appears in every time frame. So that's the volume imbalance right there, created during the open of the market. So once price did, and by the way, this is one of his pattern we do teach in our mentorship. I'm not here to sell any mentorship program, but it's one of the stuff we learn about how I think we have a video that talk about this kind of reversal model. So as a Thursday morning, this was my attention. I knew that no matter what's going to happen, they are going to come back to fill that volume imbalance. So that already a bias, right? That we are going up to fill that. But when is that going to happen? You see, the issue of the timing is so important. So in London session, we had the low of the previous day. This is dollar, and that's why I say if you're able to analyze what happens in dollar, clearly you can now trade GBP USD. If you cannot see clearly what dollar is saying or about to do, then you shouldn't be trading any dollar related pair. You are just going to get shopped out. Very important you take note of this pro tip, right? So during the London session, we had this reversal, and this is one of the patterns we do teach, where that we have that huge you can call it bullish engulfing candle comes up during London, take out certain liquidity. This was a very important liquidity for me right there. So once it took it out, a retracement back into the range, right, already signifies that we are moving up to that level. And because I know we are going to go up to that level, started looking for this bearish movement on Thursday. Is this Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday of the week. So because I know dollar from smaller time frame is going to be bullish to that certain level, I started looking for the bearish movement in, for example, GBP USD, and of course it delivered perfectly. So dollar was bullish on Thursday. We had a bearish movement. I took this little drop all this way because I wasn't expecting that move, because just post FOMC, so we had some of these very choppy market on Wednesday and on Thursday. So I did take this little bit of movement. Right, the signal was given in our challenge room, and then Friday it just fell off the share, and we're expecting much more downside objective, right? So you can do your bias or analysis from any chart, but ensure you want to start from the dollar, and then you know exactly what you are doing. And of course, you should know that whatever dollar is doing, exact replica will be happening for USD CHF and USD. I think at the moment we are on this trade on this trade for USD CHF, right, on the buy trade, and I'm expecting up movement, clear out this side, and then have that little hiccup I told you about in dollar, then eventually move all the way to the upside. So if you want to join our challenge and get our signals and trade for free, there is a link in the description video. If you just follow the link, you are going to know exactly all that it entails. Other than that, practice on demo, journal your trades, and make the most of your time. Thank you for joining through. I hope to do other trainings, and I please want you to type in the comment section what pair that's your favorite you want us to look at, and we would consider that in our next video. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on notification bell icons to be the first to know when we drop contents like this that has to talk about the general market sentiment. I know that we are broadening our views and horizon regarding crypto and other things. Pretty soon we are going to talk about that as well. All right, thank you so much for staying through. Jay signing out.